Today I want to tell you about one of the parts of RVing that has literally changed my life. It was for the worse and now it's for the better, but it's something that I'm not trying to sound overly dramatic, but it really kind of rocked my world a little bit. And it brought me through about a year of just a very difficult time. In some ways, one of the most difficult times of personal struggle, I guess, that I've had. I guess it applies to anybody who's really getting out of suburbia or busy life and trying to lead, a little bit more of a quiet, focused, intentional life. This probably applies to you. Hello. Hello. I'm in the middle of New York right now. I'm actually in a cemetery. I'm here for work, was shooting some stuff for work. I've got a pretty legit setup here. I actually have a monitor that I can see. Let me show you. I mean, it's not great, but it's better than what I usually have. Usually it's just that, but I've actually got a mic and, whatever. It's, I don't know, whatever. Hello. So we typically on this channel talk about the positive sides of RVing. We talk about, you just kind of follow our journey as it happens. But today I want to tell you about one of the parts of RVing that has literally changed my life. And it was for the worse and now it's for the better. Most people who go into this lifestyle of full-time RVing, for whatever reason they do it, do so for one of two reasons for the most part. They're either trying to get away from suburbia, get away from the crazy life, get away from that lifestyle, or they're trying to find something, seek something, discover something about themselves or about life or whatever. There's a lot of things tied up into that. There's a lot of things internally in us that we'd like to change about ourselves, or convictions that we have that we'd like to do something about, or areas of our life that we know just need a little tweaking, or want to discover something about ourselves, or whatever that may be. There's a lot of those things in the back of our mind for most people. The thing for us, the thing for me personally, I can only talk about myself, but when we lived in suburbia, and it wasn't suburbia specifically, but the lifestyle that we were living before really lent itself to distractions and busyness, and whenever those thoughts would get into my head and I just didn't want to deal with them, I didn't want to figure this out, I didn't want to wrestle with those things, those questions, whatever, I could just go to work or be busy with this or social obligations or whatever. It was just very easy to get distracted and that kind of thing. And what I didn't think about is the life we live now, there's not a lot of busyness or things to distract us from wrestling with those things. For me, the process of taking those convictions, thoughts, ideas, questions, uncomfortable things about me that I needed to work on, and actually bringing those fully out and dealing with it was and still is really difficult. And it brought me through about a year of just a very difficult time. In some ways, one of the most difficult times of personal struggle, I guess, that I've had. And I know for some people watching this, they're like, that's exactly the experience I want. That's what I want to go after. But I think you just have to be realistic about how that might change you, wrestling and going through that stuff. It may sound stupid because you're like, I don't know how you, it's hard for me to explain this without going into a lot of detail and talking for way too long, but kind of wish somebody would have told me about, because you just might not be in a place where you want to go through that yet. I mean that that seriously. It's something you really have to, if you're going to go through it, it's just make sure you're, I guess, not necessarily ready for it, but just be prepared for it, I guess. I'm now at the other side of that year and in so much of a better place. And it's not like I was all crazy, or it was nothing serious. It's just difficult dealing with some of that stuff and realizations you make about yourself or about things that you thought. And then you're kind of left on the other side of that with for me anyways, without going into details, I might go into details later, but left on the other side of that with now what? What am I supposed to do now? I kind of cleaned all that stuff out, but now it's just in pieces on the ground. I don't know what to do now. So it's then another process of figuring out, now what? So I don't know. This is probably not even helpful to anybody maybe you're not even thinking about doing something like this, but it's both been the greatest thing for me and also just, I'm not trying to sound overly dramatic, but it really kind of rocked my world a little bit. And I'm still kind of, trying to figure things out. I know it's all vague because I'm not making any sense. I'm not really being specific. I just don't want to yet. Maybe I will later. But anyways, that's been a part of RVing that I wasn't expecting. And it's not because of the RVing. It's just because, you're in this lifestyle of quiet and calm and not busy at all. You have the space to think and to process. And sometimes you don't want to, but once you start, it's kind of hard to stop. So, I don't even know if I'll release this video. That seemed like it wasn't helpful at all. Let me know if this was helpful at all in the comments or if it was just stupid. It's just a caution. I'm just saying, if you decide to go on a journey of like dealing with all that stuff, I don't know. It was a little messy for a year for me. And I'm just now on the other side, so I'm like, wish somebody would have told me that could have happened. And again, you're like, what are you talking about? What happened? I have no idea what you're talking about. I know. Part of what I want to do with this channel, I think down the road, is talk about some of those things a little bit, but we'll see. That's the end. Goodbye. Creepy. All right, I gotta go. I gotta clap my hands and I gotta go. I'm doing these things to interrupt because I felt like that was a very serious kind of video, so I need to do little like weird things. I don't know why. I'm just weird.